The desert colony of Vera, 9 was no place for the weak. Cracked metal structures, sand-choked pathways, and the constant roar of industrial machines made survival a test of endurance, strength, and cunning. Most inhabitants kept to themselves, wary of strangers, and careful not to draw attention. But something or someone had arrived that no one expected. She appeared at the outskirts, slumped against a supply crate, blood staining the silver tunic she wore. Her movements were slow, deliberate, and yet they carried a strange, unnatural grace. Her eyes, hidden under a hood, glinted with awareness far beyond any ordinary human or alien. The colonists stopped, their laughter masking fear. "Look at her," one said. "She can barely stand. Probably just a scavenger who got herself hurt." "She won't last the night," another added, chuckling. "The desert takes care of the weak." The woman lifted her head. Her gaze, sharp and unyielding, swept across the group. "I am Baba Yaga," she whispered. The laughter froze. Nobody moved at first. They assumed it was delirium, an injured woman rambling, trying to sound intimidating. But something in her tone, in the way the words carried weight, made the hairs on their necks rise. "I am Baba Yaga," she repeated, louder this time, her voice slicing through the cacophony of mocking remarks and industrial noise. Colonists instinctively stepped back. Some muttered prayers, others clutched weapons. But none dared approach. There was a palpable power in her presence, one that seemed to twist the very air around her. Elias Mercer, a human engineer stationed in the colony, watched from a distance. He had heard rumors about Baba Yaga, whispered across galaxies, a figure both feared and respected, known for extraordinary knowledge and unmatched cunning. But no one had believed she was real. Till now. He approached cautiously. "Are you hurt?" he asked, keeping his voice calm. The woman's eyes flicked toward him. "I am," she said simply. "But pain is temporary. What is dangerous is ignorance." Elias frowned. "Ignorance?" "Yes," she replied. Her gaze swept across the colony. "You call yourselves explorers, engineers, pioneers. Yet you do not see what comes. You do not understand what hunts in the shadows, what waits beyond your calculations, your sensors, your walls." Her words carried truth. Elias had noticed subtle anomalies for weeks. Shadows that moved against the wind, energy fluctuations too precise to be natural, and whispers across frequencies that no one could trace. Baba Yaga had arrived at the right moment. Over the next few hours, she spoke to him alone, in the quiet corner of the colony's supply hall. Her knowledge of alien mechanics, interstellar anomalies, and predator behavior was staggering. She sketched diagrams with a finger, tracing invisible currents of energy that only she seemed to perceive. "You humans are dangerous," she said. "Not because you are strong, but because you endure. You persist when most species would surrender, and that makes you unpredictable and formidable." Elias swallowed. "Why are you helping us?" Her gaze hardened. "I do not help for kindness. I help because survival requires guidance. And guidance is wasted on those unwilling to listen." He nodded slowly, understanding the subtle lesson. Humanity had survived countless dangers in its history, often underestimated by those who claimed to be superior. Perhaps that was why she had come, not to save them, but to ensure they survived long enough to matter. The night brought a storm. Red sand whipped through the colony, blinding and scorching, as the wind howled across metal rooftops. And with the storm came the predators, alien scavengers that preyed on heat signatures and movement. They were fast, intelligent, and lethal. Baba Yaga moved among the colonists with uncanny speed, her presence commanding respect. She instructed Elias on how to recalibrate energy shields, reroute power to the generators, and set traps that seemed almost magical. "Watch the shadows," she said. "Do not trust what you see first. Trust your instincts, and what your eyes cannot detect, your mind will." Elias followed her instructions to the letter. The predators attacked in waves, but the colony held. Energy shields flared, traps ensnared the attackers, and the predators retreated, confused and wounded. The colonists stared in awe. The woman they had laughed at had orchestrated their survival. After the battle, Baba Yaga turned to Elias. "You see now," she said, "why it is foolish to mock the weak, the injured, or the unknown. Strength is not always obvious. Knowledge is not always loud. And power is not always visible." Elias nodded, the firelight reflecting in his eyes. "You really are Baba Yaga," he said quietly. She smiled faintly. "I am. And now you know why humans are admired in the galaxy. Not for their technology, their weapons, or their numbers, but for their spirit, their resilience, their ability to act when others hesitate." Her words struck deep. Humans had survived countless wars, colonized worlds, and endured dangers that other species would have crumbled under. She had confirmed what Elias had always suspected. Human persistence was extraordinary, a quality even the most advanced alien civilizations could not predict. The next day, the colony began repairs. Baba Yaga moved through the settlement, instructing and guiding with a quiet authority. She spoke of threats that were still out there. Asteroid storms, rogue AI, alien raiders, but also of strategies to thrive. Elias worked beside her, learning more in a single day than he had in years of engineering school. And as they worked, he realized something important. The universe was not a place where survival was guaranteed. But humans, with their stubborn courage and unyielding spirit, had a chance where others failed. "You humans," she said, watching him calibrate a generator, "are dangerous. Not because of what you can destroy, but because of what you endure. That is why I am here. That is why I chose to reveal myself." Elias looked at her, understanding dawning. "You chose me." "In part," she replied. "You were willing to act, to think, to listen. Many would have ignored me, dismissed me, or feared me without reason. You did not." It was a lesson he would never forget. Humanity had survived countless challenges, not because of strength alone, but because of courage, wisdom, and the ability to act in the face of the unknown. Baba Yaga had shown him that their spirit, humanity itself, was their greatest weapon. By the time she departed, she left more than guidance. She left a legacy. The colonists, once doubtful and mocking, now carried the story of the injured woman who revealed herself as Baba Yaga, who survived and taught them lessons that would shape their colony's future. Elias stood at the edge of the settlement, watching her vanish into the dunes. He felt the weight of the knowledge she had shared, the responsibility of human resilience, and the pride that came with understanding that survival was more than instinct. It was courage, ingenuity, and the willingness to endure when others would falter. The galaxy was vast, filled with dangers, wonders, and secrets. And humanity had been proven capable of facing it all, one brave act at a time. As the twin suns rose over Vera 9, Elias whispered to himself, "Thank you, Baba Yaga, for showing us what it means to endure." And somewhere across the sands, a figure watched from afar, smiling faintly, knowing that the spark of human spirit had been recognized and respected by one who had seen the universe for longer than any human could imagine.